Picture this. You're planning a weekend getaway and discover two flights to the same destination. One costs $450, the other just $79. Same route, same skies, same arrival time. Your finger hovers over the Book Now button, but a nagging question emerges. How can there be such a dramatic price difference? Welcome to the world Documentaries, where we uncover the fascinating stories behind everyday mysteries. The airline industry's pricing puzzle isn't just about budget versus luxury. It's a complex web of business strategies, regulatory loopholes, and hidden costs that most travelers never see. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on one of modern aviation's greatest illusions: the cheap flight. What you'll discover might forever change how you think about booking your next trip. When flying was an event, step back in time to the golden age of aviation, when boarding a plane was like attending a black tie gala. Passengers dressed in their finest attire, meals were served on real china, and a single ticket could cost more than an average worker's monthly salary. Flying wasn't just transportation. It was a symbol of prestige and luxury, reserved for the wealthy elite. This wasn't by accident, but by design. Government agencies like the Civil Aeronautics Board in the United States controlled every aspect of air travel: where airlines could fly, what they could charge, and how often they could compete. National carriers such as British Airways and Lufthansa operated more like government projects than businesses, prioritizing national pride over profit margins. The sky cracks open. Everything changed in 1978 when the United States passed the Airline Deregulation Act, sending shockwaves through the global aviation industry. Suddenly, airlines could set their own routes, compete on price, and innovate without government interference. This legislative earthquake didn't just change air travel, it completely reimagined what flying could be. Out of this chaos emerged a revolutionary concept: airlines built not for luxury but for efficiency. Southwest Airlines in Texas became the blueprint, operating simple point-to-point routes with a single aircraft type, the Boeing 737. For decades, they eliminated frills like assigned seating, meals, and first-class cabins while maintaining their famous bags-fly-free policy, offering something even more valuable: accessibility to millions who had never imagined flying before. The global revolution takes flight. Europe caught the fever in the 1990s when Ryanair transformed from a sleepy regional carrier into a cost-cutting powerhouse, followed closely by EasyJet's aggressive expansion. Meanwhile, AirAsia revolutionized travel across the Asian continent, making flights between major cities cheaper than train tickets. These weren't just airlines. They were efficiency machines designed to move maximum passengers at minimum cost. The impact was staggering. Families, students, small business owners, and backpackers suddenly found the world within reach. Cities that were once distant dreams became weekend destinations. However, even the pioneers of this revolution couldn't resist changing with the times. In May 2025, Southwest Airlines shocked the industry by ending their 50-plus-year bags-fly-free policy and introducing checked baggage fees, marking the end of an era in customer-friendly aviation. The art of flying cheap. Here's where the magic happens. Budget airlines discovered that the secret to cheap flights is uncutting costs but redistributing them cleverly. Every operational hour, a commercial aircraft burns thousands of pounds of fuel while crews demand wages. Airports charge landing fees, and maintenance continues whether planes fly full or empty. The math seems impossible until you understand the sophisticated strategies at work. Volume and efficiency became the holy grail. Budget carriers squeeze more flights per day from each aircraft, often achieving 25-minute turnarounds between flights compared to traditional airlines' lengthy ground times. They operate single aircraft types, eliminating complex maintenance requirements and pilot training costs. Most importantly, they discovered that the base ticket price is just the beginning of their revenue story. Today's budget airline market, valued at over $221 billion in 2024, is projected to nearly double by 2033, proving this model's enduring appeal. The hidden costs behind your bargain: that $20 flight from London to Rome. It's an elaborate illusion supported by multiple hidden revenue streams. Check baggage fees, now universal across the industry. Even Southwest charges $35 as of 2025. Seat selection charges, priority boarding premiums, and overpriced onboard snacks generate profit margins that dwarf the razor-thin earnings from ticket sales. Even printing boarding passes at the airport incurs charges at some carriers. Government subsidies add another layer of complexity. Regional airports, desperate for traffic, often pay airlines directly through reduced landing fees, terminal discounts, or per-passenger incentives. Some budget flights are literally subsidized by local governments hoping to boost tourism or business development, meaning taxpayers unknowingly contribute to your cheap ticket. What you really pay for cheap flights extract their true costs through compromises most passengers only discover after booking. Secondary airports located hours from major cities transform quick getaways into lengthy journeys requiring expensive ground transportation. Inconvenient flight times at dawn or midnight secure cheaper airport slots but demand 3 a.m. wake-up calls and disrupted schedules. Customer service becomes virtually non-existent. When business models operate on minimal margins, missed flights result in total losses, name changes cost more than new tickets, and flight modifications often exceed original fares. The system works brilliantly when everything goes according to plan but collapses catastrophically when problems arise, leaving passengers stranded with limited recourse. The regulatory game behind every cheap flight lies sophisticated navigation of international aviation regulations that most passengers never consider. Budget airlines strategically base crews in countries with favorable labor laws, allowing Berlin to Paris flights operated by Lithuanian-based staff under Baltic employment terms. This regulatory arbitrage creates significant cost advantages over traditional carriers bound by local labor agreements. Airport slot allocation systems, originally designed for traditional carriers, inadvertently favored budget airlines willing to operate from secondary hubs. While legacy carriers battle for prime slots at congested airports, budget airlines bypass these restrictions entirely, accessing unrestricted takeoff times at smaller facilities while still capturing passenger demand through aggressive pricing strategies. The true cost of flying cheap. The next time you marvel at a $49 international flight, remember that cheap flying isn't free, it's cleverly redistributed. We pay through reduced comfort, eliminated safety margins, environmental externalities, and the gradual erosion of what was once considered a marvel of human engineering. Airlines have successfully trained consumers to view flying as a commodity transaction, rather than the technological miracle it truly represents. The budget airline revolution succeeded in democratizing air travel, connecting families and opening opportunities for millions. However, it also raises profound questions about sustainability, working conditions, and long-term industry health. As passengers, we must decide what we're truly willing to sacrifice for affordability, and whether the hidden costs are worth the savings we think we're achieving. What do you think about the hidden costs behind cheap flights? Have you experienced any of these trade-offs during your travels? Share your airline experiences in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories. Don't forget to subscribe to the World Documentaries for more eye-opening investigations into the systems that shape our world, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest revelations.